Okay guys, good morning. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a very different video, which is me going through my full extent of my morning routine from the moment I get up to when I get on with the rest of my day. So I was very much inspired by the morning routines that I do on my TikTok channel. If you follow me on there, you know that I do them quite regularly as I'm getting ready for work, etc, etc. And it's just a very quick glimpse into my day, and I have a little chat with you guys. You guys seem to love it, so you know, it ain't broke, don't fix it, give the people what they want, etc, etc. But obviously there's quite a bit that's kind of cut out of it because we don't want it to be about 7 years long. You know, we want to keep the people interested. So I figured this would be a really good way of marrying the two together, in which we don't want this video to be about 7 hours long, but we want it to be a bit longer so that those who are really interested in a proper, you know, real morning routine from someone who creates content, this is exactly everything that I do to become human first thing in the morning. So yeah, I thought I'd just film, take you along my full morning routine. I've been up for a little bit, but I haven't actually done anything in my routine, you know, so because we can't double dip on coffee. That's a recipe for disaster. But I figured, you know, I'm going to take you along and yeah, just show you everything, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this little video. If you guys aren't following me elsewhere on social media, highly recommend going over to TikTok and following me on there. I'm very much into the short form video content and, you know, combining it with my long form content here on YouTube. It's where I'm most active in regular posting, but I would say if you want a bit more real life, like what's happening right in the moment, that's Instagram stories. That's where I really do update in real time things that are going on, and I'm a lot more personal about things. Still trying to get myself back onto posting on the feed. It will happen eventually, but for now, TikTok, Instagram stories, here is exactly where I am the most active and where you'll find me on a regular basis. So without further ado, let's get into the morning routine so we can get on with the rest of our day. So my day starts at 6 AM. I think I've gotten up at 6 AM pretty much since I was about 12 years old. Like, it's just the time that I've always got up for like going to school, etc, etc, and it's the time that I need to get up to go to work. So 6 AM is my time. I'm unfortunately somebody who can't lie in. It's not within my nature, and I feel really groggy and unmotivated if I lie in too much. So I tend to just get up at 6 AM every day, even like on the Saturday and Sunday. It doesn't mean that I'm like up and doing stuff, particularly on Sunday because nothing's open until 11 AM, but I might just get up and like have a slow morning, drinking coffee, watching YouTube videos in bed or reading, etc, etc. But pretty much my body wakes up with my alarm, 6 AM, we're up and ready to go. The key to a good morning routine is what you do the night before to prep. So there are certain things that I do set myself in order to make sure I have a good night's sleep. Now, do I do it all the time? No, I'm a human. These things happen. You know, we sometimes drink maybe a Diet Coke a bit too late into the evening, and then we've got the caffeine in us. But I try and do it as much as possible so that I have that good nighttime sleep as such. So the first thing is I do try and cut caffeine out. I'm very much after 1 PM, no more caffeine. Apparently you need it out of your systems 8 hours before you to go to bed in order to have a really good night's sleep, which sounds insane, but I do try as much as I can to stick to that kind of 1 PM cut off time. There are some times though, like I was so sluggish this week in terms of like trying to get myself motivated for work, that it was like, okay, I definitely need some form of afternoon caffeine, and I'm just gonna have to take the hit because I'm not gonna get any work done if I don't do it. So try as much as I can, cut the caffeine out. I've gotten much better about getting into bed at 9 o'clock, and sometimes I'm even earlier. The other day I was in bed at 7 just because I was bored. I was like, I don't have anything else to do. And I know some people will be listening to this going, oh, you just had a luxurious evening to yourself with no responsibilities. Yes, I did. I'm sorry, okay? It's just where I am in my life right now. So I try and get into bed at 9. I'll be doing scrolling on TikTok. You know, we're not going to take that away. I would love to be like, no electronics after that time. No, it's not happening. But I'll get into bed. I'll just make sure I'm winding down. I take a melatonin gummy. I'll grab them here. They're on my bedside table. These are the Let Me Sleep gummies by Kourtney Kardashian. I'm not a big fan of the Kardashians, and I'll say it. But these are one of 2 products by them that actually bloody work. I tried these when I was really suffering from insomnia and having a real difficult time having a good night's sleep, and the first time I took them it was like entering a different universe. Like I just blinked and the blink turned into sleep. So I really recommend them for really helping you to drift off. I don't take them all the time, but every once in a while when I feel like I need that you know, the edge taken off, I'll have them, and they are expensive. You don't need them. And obviously in the UK, melatonin is not something that is available over the counter, so please speak to your doctor, blah blah blah, don't come after me. But it's something I would highly recommend myself if you are someone that is struggling to sleep. The other thing I have, which I've just put into my bedside table here, is, as you can see, this is with the blinds down in our bedroom. This is how light it gets, and it's a bit difficult. We do need to change the blinds, but it's a rental, so that's just not going to happen anytime soon. So I have invested in this, which is technically an eye mask for those who have fake eyelashes, but I don't love traditional eye masks when they like sit on your eye. I've got very weird sensory about them, so this is just like absolutely perfect. Like, you know, it just sits there and it's really nice and cushioned, and it's a good blackout blind for your face. And that's it really. They're really the only things that I do. Like I said, just wind down time in the evening, get myself into bed, and then yeah, just a little extra help to drift off to sleep. I feel like I've been chatting for long enough here, so we're gonna make the bed and then we're gonna get on with the rest of our day. One thing that I'm trying to do as part of a daily habit is to drink more water. So I'm attempting to drink 3 of these Stanleys a day, which I think some people are going to think is absolutely insane, but I am someone that is incredibly dehydrated. Like, I can go a whole day without drinking water, and that is not me showing off. That is just a really bad habit of me hyper focusing and forgetting about responsibilities like being an adult and drinking water. So I am now getting the habit where I'm trying to down one of these Stanleys first thing in the morning before I do anything else, just so I get that liquid in, because it's very hard to drink a full litre of water. So I'm just trying to get as much water in before I do anything else. It's a workout drinking it. Speaking of workouts, this is more of a typical morning routine if I'm working from home or just on the weekends, because if it is me going into the office, which is every Monday and Tuesday, it's very much get, go. So I'm out of bed straight away, I'm in the shower, getting ready so that I can set off, because if I don't set off at a certain time, which is about 7:30, I get stuck in traffic. So my already hour-long commute becomes longer. So this is not typical if I'm heading into the office. However, this is more of a work from home day situation. So with it being that, we are about to go outside and get our steps in for the day. Again, I'm somebody that can hyper-focus incredibly well. So with my job as well being very much comms-based, it's one of those things where if I'm not careful, it can get to 3 o'clock and I've not seen some sunlight or got some steps in. So I like to get them in first thing in the morning. So the aim is always to be out of the door by about 6:30. Obviously we're running a bit later, spoiler alert, behind the scenes, but I like to be out as quickly as possible and do about an hour to 90-minute walk, getting my steps in, so at least then I've hit 10,000, that's it, done, dusted for the day, and I don't have to worry about fitting in exercise around a busy working day, like squeezing something into lunch, etc, etc. So I'm going to get ready now and I'm going to take you out into the countryside with me. Okay, I am officially ready to go on my hot girl walk. So my headphones, which I'm going to put on, I've got a podcast to listen to. It's usually a podcast called The Bradburys that I love listening to. There are a couple of straight guys that like to break down episodes of reality TV, and it's really fun just to listen to. You may be wondering, why do I look like I am part of the Special Forces with this thing on my back? This is a weighted vest, and UK girlies, The US girlies are completely beating us when it comes to this. Like, you need to be wearing a weighted vest when you go on a hot girl walk. I was looking into it, I was seeing all the girls doing it, I looked into kind of the benefits, and basically it's very good for bone strength, building up muscle, you know, that stuff that you lose when you get older. So I was just like, hell, it ain't gonna hurt me, let's give it a go, and I absolutely love it. Like, of course it adds an extra weight to you, so you're working out a bit more, but for me it's all about building inner strength and making sure that when I become the 85-year-old lady that I feel like inside, that I actually can still do stuff. So happy to do it. And this, by the way, is nothing like, this is £5, so we're not talking like major stuff. I know some of the girlies wear like £30. I'm like, okay, fair deals, but like, start off small. You don't have to go into full on like carrying another human on your back. Like, this is fine for the moment, and as I build up stamina I'll move up, but this is just perfect for my morning walks. Also got in here my collagen coffee. So this little travel mug is a bit bougie, but it was one of my birthday presents from my husband, so I've used it for nearly 3 years now. But yeah, this is collagen coffee in here. So I have almond milk with my dairy-free collagen creamer from Dosica, which is the second Kardashian product that I can't lie but admit that it's actually really, really good for you. It's so good for skin, bones, nails, hair. It's just get collagen into you, not on top, into your body through some form of creamer or adding it to a smoothie, etc, etc. And then yeah, just a coffee pod because we don't have a proper machine yet. So yeah, I'm going to switch to the mobile and I'm going to take you into the Yorkshire countryside and we're going to get our steps in for the morning. I got back from my hot girl morning walk. I managed to get in, let me check. I think it's about 8,000 steps. Let me confirm. 7,050 steps, which is great. That's a great start to the day, and it's my favourite place to start. I am so lucky that where I am, like, it is a short walk from my house into like the countryside. The place that I walk is beautiful woods, big proper farmhouses, manor houses, and then like it's just my favourite way to start the day, and I wish I could do it every day. Obviously not always possible when, oh, there we go. As I said, not always possible when you are like literally running back and forth when it comes to like getting to the office, but definitely on work from home days and when I'm off, I take full advantage of the fact that I have nature on my doorstep. So just got back, obviously showered, just washed my hair and just did my very basic skincare of just cleansing my face. I will link everything in this video down below and I'll break it up into sections. So if you're wondering what shoes I wear to go hot girl walking, what was the tumbler that I was using, anything and everything, it will all be linked down below because I don't want to repeat too many stuff and make it sound like I'm selling to you guys. I mean, I doubt any of you are that interested in things that I use, but in case there's one or two of you that just happens to want to know something, it's all down below for you. I will say though, you don't need any of this stuff to have an incredible life. Like, it's just things that I love to use. I'm not saying you have to use it in order to be the best person ever. Like, I don't want to be that creative that is selling you and saying you have to have this otherwise your life is not completed. So now I am just getting skincare ready and ready to go. I'm almost at the end of Stanley, and the aim is to drink this at least before I start work. So I have like one full Stanley in the morning, one full Stanley during the working day, and one full Stanley in the evening. Again, some of you may be like, is she not pissing like a racehorse? But it's just, I'm trying to get as much hydration into my body as possible. So morning skincare wise, if you've watched my TikTok videos of my morning routine, you'll see these products time and time again. Again, I don't want to go over too much, but just to give you an idea of how this magic happens, we have a serum. This currently is hyaluronic acid. I usually use a niacinamide, which has hyaluronic acid in it, but serum for hydration. I've raved about this product before. This is a cold cream that you can get from Boots. It's like £3. I have one of these tubs and it lasts me at least 9 to 10 months. Your grandma had it right when it comes to cold cream. Something new that I've added because I finally found my stash of them is this. Now, this won't be linked down below, but if you happen to go to Portugal, I can't recommend enough going to Ellenor. I'm probably pronounced that incorrectly, but this is the creme de rosto. Again, probably butchering that. Apologies to the Portuguese people, like, your language is beautiful, I am just really bad at pronunciation. But this is known as like the Portuguese wonder face cream. It's meant to be like a facelift in a thing, and everyone says like when I have like a tiny bit of this like on my face, I look glowy, so we stick to this. And as you can see, I am very much only using a tiny bit to make it last, because I'm not planning to go to Portugal anytime soon. And then if I can rave about any other product, it's SPF 50 plus on my face. I wear this 365 days of the year. I have documented on my Instagram stories my journey with skin cancer and having 7 moles removed. All of them thankfully have been benign, and they've just been very odd looking moles, but it is a major thing for me that I have to look out for. And I am a fiend when it comes to, you know, SPF and looking after your skin, particularly this time of year. It's about 21 degrees right now. Like, I am a fiend for it. Also, just to show off a little bit, this face, almost 35 in a couple of months time. I got challenged 25 the other day by an older, mature lady in M&S buying non-alcoholic wine, which is a question for another day, but there's a reason. There's a reason why it happened. It's not this, because we all know I don't drink enough water. That and good genetics. I'm just saying. No Botox, no nothing on this face. Just putting it out there, guys. If you want to age better. Anywho, I'm not going to go through all the spiel. You've kind of seen it before and stuff. I'm going to get this ready, and then we're going to start blow drying the hair, which is literally just going to be blasting it dry when I'm literally doing nothing, which is what today is. Like, if I'm going to just be going onto the laptop to work from home, or I'm just potting around, I've not got anything major to go to, I am not doing much to my hair. In fact, I'm only going to be drying my hair because you guys are here. Like, usually I'd leave it to dry naturally if I'm working from home. The only product I really use on my hair is this, because heat protector is a must. So let's do some scenic B-roll shots of me getting ready, and yeah, we're almost ready to start the day. Now that hair is pretty much done, I'll just run some dry shampoo when I'm styling it and a bit of hairspray just to keep it nice and voluminous. We're now going to do a very quick 5-minute makeup routine, and when I say this is the lowest maintenance routine you've ever seen, like, it really is. Like, just grab them all. These are my products. I don't use a lot of products. So this is essentially my foundation. It's just a concealer. So I stopped wearing foundation about 2 or 3 years ago. It was definitely during the pandemic that I stopped really wearing it as such, because like, who was seeing me? But I've always struggled with foundations. I've just felt like they've never matched my skin tone. If they're too full cover, it hides all my freckles, and I think I look weird like an alien when you can't see my freckles, just because I've been used to them for so long. And yeah, like, because of my dry skin, I really used to struggle with like foundation just flaking. It just never worked for me, and I got to a point where I think it's when you hit your 30s, you're just like, why am I trying? Like, if it doesn't work, why am I bothering? Why am I putting myself through the stress? So as you can see, this is just meant to be an under eye concealer to like just neutralize everything, but I pretty much put it all over my face just to kind of get rid of the dark circles and a little bit of redness across major bits. But like, this is enough for me just to hide the small little things that I'm not like 100% about. And then the bronzer, really, I mean, you can see how much we're wearing it down. This is literally the foundation. It's just a little scoop across the face, and if I'm being really funny, I'll put it across my eyes as an eyeshadow, but like, that's it. That is more than enough to get a bit of colour in my face. The main thing is making sure that the eyebrows are on point. So I usually have one that's more of like a spoolie, except it wasn't available when I needed an eyebrow pencil. So I'm just going with this for the moment. I have to look in the other mirror just to make sure I'm getting this correct. I don't know what's happening. It looks dramatic on here. It looks fine in real life. I just don't know why it looks absolutely like I've dyed my eyebrows a completely different colour. Okay, again, it looks like I've got really badly coloured eyebrows on, I swear. Looks better in real life. I wonder if this is just because I don't have like mascara on. Just the tiniest bit of blusher, I don't like too much, and then yeah, mascara all the way. Okay, that looks a little bit better. It's less dramatic. Okay, there we go. That's it. And then take the clip. Hello. I'm ready for the day. Dressed and we're almost at the finish line. We've just got like one more thing to do if this was a typical work from home day, which is fuel and prepare all the liquids that I need to start my day. As I said, if this was a typical work from home day, I would probably have about half an hour before I needed to log on for work at 8:30, and I use this time to prep everything. So we have one empty Stanley, so that's gonna get filled up, and recently picked up another packet of my electrolytes. This is just something that I do because A, it's just good to get extra, you know, vitamins, nutrients into the body, but also water's boring. Water is tasteless and it's not fun. It's the superior of the adult drinks, but she also is a bit bland. So for me, it's like, okay, I want something that's just gonna give me a bit of lift from within, a natural lift, and also just make my water taste nice so that I drink more of it. And as I say with all these things, because I am a very goopy person, if it's not harming me or others, like, let people do whatever they want, okay? So if this is not causing damage, let me just have my electrolytes. You know, like, even if people think it's overkill, like, who cares? It helps me drink more water, so let's go with it as such. The other thing I'm going to prep, which I'm going to talk to you guys about, is my green smoothie, which I've been having for years. I'm not a breakfast person as such, but if I'm not too careful, I can pretty much get through the day without hardly having anything to eat because of my hyper-focusedness. Again, this is not me boasting. It's something that I need to get myself out of, because then I wonder why I get to like 2 p.m. and I'm like a headache and I'm hungry and everything like that. It's like, I wonder why, Elle. So I found that making myself a green smoothie is a really good way of getting myself some nutrients in and packing myself a nice breakfast that isn't like having to eat something in a rush, but I can drink it throughout my morning whilst I'm working in my home office as such. To give you a bit of a background on my lifestyle, my diet, I am gluten-free and dairy-free, and I don't drink alcohol. This is all to do with reducing the inflammation in my body, because I was recently diagnosed with endometriosis, and people say like a good way to manage the long-term symptoms, because there is no cure for endometriosis, is to reduce inflammation in your body. So there are other stuff that I can cut out, so coffee being one of them, which no one wants to see the world on fire. So I do limit myself to 1 coffee a day just so I have that joy in my life. But then I choose something else, which we're going to prep in a bit, for another caffeine fix that I recently jumped onto. I feel like everyone will know what I'm talking about when they see it. And then they do say you can reduce sugar and cut out any sugar in your body to really help with inflammation. I think you get to a point though where you have to decide, how goopy do you want to go, and is it, you know, sustainable in terms of like, are you prepared to make everything from scratch, which I just don't have the time for, nor the patience, and also like, it's one of those where I've talked to my like colleagues and friends about it. It's like, at what point, it's like, do you just want to live a joyless life? Like, I'm not saying you have to have like chocolate and sugar every single day, but like at some point it's like, if you completely cut it out, it's like, where's the joy? Where's the fun in life? So it's all within moderation as such, and it's like, I will try and cut it out as much as possible, but also if I want some dark chocolate, I'm gonna have some dark chocolate, you know, that's gonna happen as such. And it's the same, by the way, with dairy and gluten, because it's not an allergy that like a deadly allergy, it's just an allergy of like, it makes me upset. My stomach doesn't feel great after having it. But if I'm gonna go out to a really nice restaurant, or when Christmas comes up, you know, bake camemberts, I'm gonna have one of those to enjoy myself. And that's kind of the moderation I give myself. It's like, I'm gonna try and, you know, do as much as I can for my body on a regular basis, between that 80 to 90%, but I'm never going to be 100% with it, and that is okay. That is the bed that I lie in. Anyway, enough of me rambling, let me get making the smoothie. So the smoothie that I make is green because I like to get some vegetables in it. So this pre-made pack has like coconut in it, mangoes, but it's full of spinach as well, which is great. Sometimes I'll put more frozen vegetables in it if I want to. More green stuff, it's usually just kale and stuff. Like, I just really love a green juice. I use coconut milk because it makes it nice and creamy. I then add milled flaxseed, which is so good for you, by the way, guys. Like, and it's so easy to throw in. It's full of fiber, it's full of omega-3s. I just sprinkle it in there, and yeah, I feel very, very good. I then have hemp protein powder, which is just a little more gentle than the usual protein powders, especially when you're somebody that is fighting inflammation. So that is something that goes into my body, and I really, really like it. And then I finish it off with a spoonful of almond butter. Almond butter, in my opinion, is the more superior of the nut butters, and it just gives a really nice nutty flavour and a nice creaminess to my smoothie. So yeah, that's everything. I'm gonna get prepping, and yeah, we will have our breakfast made very, very soon. We're ready to head to the home office and start the day. The other thing that you would have seen me do is make my matcha. Yes, I've officially joined the cult of drinking matcha. I'm not gonna lie, it was not something I was planning to do. I always was like, oh my god, people who drink matcha are just like drinking some sort of Kool-Aid. Like, it's like when Beyonce made Kale happen back in the 2000s. I was just like, oh, this is just, yeah. However, it has really worked for me in terms of giving me the caffeine that I need without inflammation. So I'm officially a matcha girly now. Like, it's just, it is what it is. I can only have it iced though. I have yet to try it hot and liked it, so iced matcha it is for the moment. This is just made with matcha that we get from our coffee shop. So I literally get a free box of matcha every once in a while, and that's what keeps me in supply here at home. Have it with my almond milk, and then I add the syrup that I found, because I have found that it tastes identical to the Blank Street Daydream matcha. So I went to London for work and I was like, okay, tried it, fell in love, was like, we need to recreate this, found this syrup, and I was like, yeah, okay, there we go. So that is how I roll when it comes to drinking matcha, and yeah, absolutely love it. But that is it. That is literally my morning routine, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit like, oh, is this a bit too boring of a video for like showing you guys what it is? Because when I compare it to other morning routines that I've seen, like, people pack so much in, but the whole point of this video is to show you a realistic morning routine. Like, I wish I had time to meditate. I wish I had time to journal. I actually don't, because I don't love journaling personally, but I wanted to show you what a realistic, you know, routine looks like as somebody who creates content on the side, which you would have seen me on my phone. That was when I was uploading a video to TikTok, but also works a 9 till 5. Like, it's a very realistic, this is what I do on an everyday basis. There's no, like, you know, shimmy, pretend, or anything like that. Like, this is real concrete, what I do every day. And what I'm finding with my audience in particular, and you can tell me wrong in the comments, but I find that you guys are really valuing authenticity and the realness. And I've had compliments that people said, I just like you for who you are and like what you bring to the table. You're not fake about anything, you're just real. And if that is what you guys want, then you can get fully uncut real me. And that is what this is. Like, this is my real morning routine. I wake up, I get out when I can, I have a shower, I quickly put my face on. As I said, I don't even blow dry my hair. Sometimes I let it dry naturally. This is just like, you know, a gift for you. And then I make my stuff and I get on with the rest of my day as such. Like, that is just literally what my morning routine looks like. I really do hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, let me know in the comments below if you want to see any other routines. Do you want to see an evening routine? Do you want to see anything? Like, let me know what you want to see, because I'm slowly creeping back into creating long form content, and yeah, I'm excited to be on this journey again. And you know, ultimately it's for me to be creative, but also to provide you with the content that you want. So I'm gonna need some audience feedback in regards to what you guys want to see. So anything and everything, let me know in the comments below and I will certainly make a video about it. For now, I'm off to go and do some errands, because I'm actually not going to be in the home office today. It's a day off, so I'm gonna go run around, be busy, do some stuff for the shop. But again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any other videos. Follow me on all the other channels, like I said at the beginning of this video. I'm most active on, you know, TikTok and Instagram stories. So, you know, follow me on there if you want to see more real life stuff, and like, rate, subscribe, whatever all the stuff is you're meant to do to push this stuff out into the algorithm. But thank you so much guys for watching. Have a lovely rest of your week, have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye.